Thank you so much for attending my presentation on the worst format in Pokemon, and first let's actually look at the VGC world structure. The way that the circuit is organized is relatively simple. To get a Worlds invite, you need 500 championship points, which can be won at a wide variety of events. Of course, the big tournaments give out the most points, those being internationals and regionals, but even your local premier challenges will probably give out around 30. This means the competitors have a lot of options when it comes to earning a chance to play at Worlds, but by far the most interesting of these is the Global Challenge. So what is the Global Challenge? It's a huge official tournament that happens about 3 times a year in 2-week intervals. You're put into a big ladder with thousands of other players vying for the top spot, and you can play 15 games a day for a total of 45 at the end of the competition. The GC's point structure is a bit odd, but for the highest placing people it can be a big boost to their total. But even down to about 1000th place can still earn some points, albeit just a sliver. The GC is always played in the current format, but instead of best of 3 and open team sheets like every other tournament, this is best of 1 and closed team sheets, completely changing how it's played. Team building for a Global Challenge and a regional is very different. First off, the set being just one game long means that cheesier strategies tend to work better. In a regular set, if you lose to, let's say, a weakness policy size spam team, you have the time to adapt to their playstyle and team choices. But in best of 1, there's very little room for error, as one mistake can derail everything. Closed team sheets only make this worse. In past generations, closed team sheets have worked in best of 3 formats where you can learn about their team and manage the information your opponent has throughout a long set. But here you start with no information and aren't even able to use what you learn. This makes team building for a GC revolve around the surprise factor. Any edge you can gain over your opponent is such a huge deal and can make or break your run. All of this makes the GC really fucking annoying to play. The high stakes and volatile rules mean that every game is a stress fest. You'll see all kinds of bullshit, from teams with only OHKO moves to monotype teams to the most random coverage of all time. Just a couple days ago I was playing in the GC and almost lost to an Incineroar with Flamethrower because it burned my King Gambit. But the worst defender by far is the Lowland Muck, who enables some of the dumbest shit of all time. It's one of the few mods that can learn Minimize, and when paired with the Moody Pokemon it turns into a sweeper as it gains their ability via power of alchemy. There's also Terra Blast, which is really easy to slot into something meta for surprise coverage. Desert Tornadus leads to Chien-Pao? Well, not anymore with Terrifying Terra Blast. Really anything is possible, and with so much on the line, it makes the GC unfun to play. This is only made worse by the slow pace of cartridge games, with just 3 turns lasting about 5 minutes at times. In conclusion, the Global Challenge doesn't really seem like it's designed for competitive play, let alone competitive play with Worlds invites on the line. The good news is that it makes some of the best content in VGC, and is honestly fucking hilarious. Thank you so much for watching.